Hi there, everybody. Okay, we're trying something different again, and I'm testing this out with the StreamYard software. I have not done this before, but I'm going to give it a go. But today, if you're interested, I'm going to show you how we take one of my finished books and upload it onto Kindle, everything that you need to take note of, everything you need to do. Okay, so let's give this a try. We're going to go into my screen, and the book that I am going to upload today is, when I can find it, there we go. I believe that one's, I think it is that one, but we'll better just check. Okay, I do have an awful lot of projects on the go at the moment, but this was a QAF short, and I think it's that one. Okay, so this is just showing you. All right, now this is my story, Saving Moses. You may have seen over on my Lisa Writes channel, I think I was writing some of that for my word sprinting, but this is the file that I'm going to upload to Amazon. So I just have a simple title page. I have now just on the inside or on the next page, we have a standard disclaimer. Now, I found this online like 9 years ago, and I just continue to use it. I just copy and paste it from my last book that I uploaded. I copy and paste it and put it into my next book, just changing out the title, the series name, my copyright, the fact that I create my own covers, and where I got the cover model and background pictures from. It is very important to give attribution to any images or cover artists or anything else. This is a first edition because I am uploading it in February. And then there's all this about whether or not basically we're asking people not to steal our work. Now, the other thing, then of course I have, oops, we'll make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. Okay, so that's your first page for that. Then I have a table of contents. Now, these are clickable links. This is important for if you're uploading this to Kindle. So, and the easiest way to do that is you go down to, like, for example, no, it's not that. Okay, I just put in an author's note. You don't have to. And I just put in a short dedication because that's what I like to do. But that also might be where you might thank people for their help and this sort of thing. But I was just talking about, see how this here, this chapter 1, you notice this little arrow bit here that comes on the side. This is because this is a heading 1. And if you do, it's honestly that simple. You go through your document when you finished writing, you make sure they're shown as chapter 1 or as heading 1s, I beg your pardon. And then when you come to do your table of contents, you simply, we'll just pretend that's not there. Okay, we go up here to references. We go to table of contents. I always click custom because, you know, I just do. Okay, we don't want it to show the page numbers because this is for our Kindle version. I have only got one level of heading, but if you had major headings, subheadings, and things like that, you can go up and show the different levels. I don't, I just have one. And then I click OK. And there we go. And whoops, for some reason, that there insists on being, okay, I might have to have a look at that when I go down. But never mind, actually, we'll just select all of that. And you can obviously change the font and whether or not, there we go. Now they all look the same. That's better. Okay, so that's as simple as it is. But Amazon will warn you if you don't do this, it will warn you and say you don't have a table of contents, and they prefer that you do. Okay, so as I say, then I have a dedication. Then I have the start of my story. And if we scroll, notice, I don't have anything in the headers. I don't have anything in the footers. And at this stage, I don't have page numbers or anything else because, of course, when this gets formatted for Kindle, it's depending on text size or things like that, that bit there might be a page. So there's no point in me having number 1 down here in the footer. It's just going to muck up the formatting. So I don't do that. And so, but if we go now, there's my story. It is a really good idea to make sure that you have page breaks. Okay, make sure you put in page breaks because those are really important for just keeping it separated. Otherwise, what's going to happen is when it formats into Kindle, is this chapter 8 here, for example, if I didn't have a page break, it would come in immediately under here. It just looks very untidy, and it also makes your paperback version a little bit awkward to do. So anyway, okay, so we have all this. We have our chapters, blah, blah, blah. You're probably wondering, why am I scrolling all the way through my book, blah, 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 because we have back matter. And back matter is important too when you're writing a book. You want for your readers to be able, if they've gotten here they've come to here, they've enjoyed the story. Wow, I've left my characters here, watching the Bellagio fountains in Las Vegas, blah, 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 da, da, da. Then I do my about the author. And these are all my links on where everybody can find me. Because this is coming up in a Kindle book, and a lot of people read Kindle on other devices. These are all clickable. So they can follow directly from finishing the book, and they've got that feeling that because they've finished one of my books and hopefully they've smiled, they can go and click on and they can follow me. If they're MeWe or on Facebook, I've got a blog, I've got Instagram, Twitter, and of course I've got YouTube. And so that's a very important part there. And then I have a list of all my other books because I have series. I have a lot of series, as you can see. I'm getting close, and see here, I've put this one in. Now there's a reason for that. I've put this one here. This is a Quirk of Fate short, and you'll notice it's the only one listed under here because I do have a Quirk of Fate series there. No, actually, I will change that there because that's not going to be that. That is actually going to be Wings of Steel, Steam and Steel. Steel is actually going to be the title for that book out because I've already finished that. That's at the editors at the moment. But then this is going to be my Quirk of Fate short. So this is the first book there. And see, I've just put here, you've just read it. And in some places, because my books are MM and MPreg and everything else like that, that's all indicated here, but you don't have to do that. And in instances here, actually, this is Assassins to Order with JP Sales. I'll add that in there too, which I didn't do. Gosh, isn't it good I'm doing this video because I'm checking these bits out. You see, this book is coming out on February the 22nd. And this one we are writing now, and that'll be coming out in April. So if my readers are really keen on my books and they want to see what's coming up next, this list here tells them. It is really important that if you've written any book before, that you include that and you refer your readers back to it at the end of each of your stories. And now, something else I want to mention here as well. Why do I put the about the author in with all my links in the back of the book instead of the front of the book? And that's a very important question. And the simple reason is that when you put your book up on Amazon, there's a certain percentage of it, a very small part of it, that Amazon allows the readers to look at first. It's called a sample, or if you're looking at on the website, on the Amazon website, it's the look inside feature. You do not want for your prospective new readers to be wading through the books you've read before, blurbs about you and everything else. You want for them to immediately be grabbed by your story. So that's why I don't put that stuff at the front. I want them to get so involved in my story that they come to the end of the sample and go, oh no, and they have to buy it if they want to read the rest. Now, with regards to, some of you may notice, if you've got very keen eyes, that this story is written in quite large font, and it is. My standard font for writing is Verdana 14, as you can see here. I do that because I don't have the world's best eyesight. And the thing is, though, I don't have to change this to put this up on Amazon. The other thing is if you're interested, is this is a standard. I believe it is an, what is it? It's an A4. I always get mixed up with, let's have a look here. Okay, so my margins are all standard 1-inch margins all the way around. And my paper is letter. Oh, there we go. It's 8 by 5 inches by 11 inches. And that is, I don't have to do anything to this. I am going to upload the book exactly like this. But of course, because I did make a few changes, I just need to save the file. And it's a full draft version. So we'll click out of there. That is now ready to go on Kindle. Just a note here, to put it on print, I am going to have to make some changes to the margins, to the page layout, and I'm going to have to change the chapter, the table of contents, and add page numbers. But I'll show you how to do that in my next video, which will be how to turn this into a print book. So, but for now, if you want your book on Kindle, as you can see, there is no fancy formatting. There is no fancy anything. This is 1-inch margins, a standard letter-sized page, a nice, do not go for fancy fonts, make it clear and easy to read. Verdana is a perfectly normal font, and it's easy enough to see. If you're in doubt and you don't know what font to use, change the whole thing to Times New Roman, Times New Roman 12. I used to use that, but as I say, I don't see so good anymore. So Verdana 14 suits me. So we have our file finished. It's all done. And now, excuse me, now we need to go into, we need to go into my KDP account so we can get this uploaded. Whew, okay, and this is really simple. Now, when you go into your KDP dashboard, which you can get for free by signing in at kdp.amazon.com. That's all you have to type in. When you've come to your thing, you will see here, see, these are all my books. This is my dashboard here. This is some of my books. And then you want to go to create. So it doesn't matter whether you're doing, as you can see, it doesn't matter whether you're doing an ebook, a paperback, or a hardcover. You want to hit create. So there we go. And then it gives you the options that you want to do. You can, as I say, you can do a Kindle, a paperback, a hardcover, which I admit I've never done. And you can create a series page. And there's a little note down here that says, after submitting your book, it can take up to 72 hours to appear on Amazon.com and up to 5 days for the remaining Amazon country websites. But, but they send you an email. They tell you when it's done. So let's click in. We're going to create a Kindle book because I want this book to go on Kindle. And we're going to hope. There we go. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to select the language, which for me is English. And then you want to put in your title, which is, mine is Saving Moses. And I'm going to put in a subtitle here, which is a Quirk of Fate's short story. A Quirk of Fate's fated fated mates. Now, you don't have to put in subtitles, and in a lot of cases, I would suggest not to. However, because I'm not going to link this to a series page, I'm going to put this in instead, and it'll come up as a subtitle on my sales page. So as I said, I'm not going to add a series page for this because I already have a series called The Quirk of Fates. Now, this is a little anomaly about Amazon. They don't like what I call 0.5 books. So, for example, this story, Saving Moses, is not a full-length novel. It is just a short read. So if I put it on this, if I add it to my Quirk of Fate series page, what's going to happen is Amazon is going to assume that it is book 3 in that series when it's not. So it's actually more like 2.5. So rather than do that, I've gone in this case for a subtitle option. But if you wanted to add a series, if your book is part of a series, whether it's book 1 or anything else, click that and it will take you through. And it's a very seamless and easy thing to do. I'm not going to worry about an edition number because this is the first edition for my book. You put in your author name. Now, this is where, if you are using a pen name, this is where you would put that in. Your account has to be under your legal name, but under the author section, you can put any name in here because this is where you would put in your pen name. So I could put in, well, whatever. And if you have written with other people, then see here, you can add in, if you want to, they can be, these people will be listed on the Amazon product page, your editor, whoever wrote a foreword, who might have done your illustrations, who wrote your introduction, if you have a narrator, a photographer, whoever wrote your preface, or a translator. When I do my translated books, I always do a translator. And you simply click whatever that is and put in their name there. But I haven't got anybody to do with that with this book because I wrote this one all by myself. Now, your description. This is the blurb. This is where you write about your book. And I find that it's a lot easier to just, oh dear, where I was this late. I have got so many stories. Quirk of Fate, short. And there's my blurb. Have I not got that? I usually have it in Notepad because sometimes Amazon doesn't like, what do you call it? Sometimes Word and Amazon don't get on. But anyway, we'll give this a try. And we will see how much of my formatting shows up in here. Oh, that bit did. That's nice to know. Okay, we'll just add in a couple of things so that it looks nice. Remember, this is going to be on your sales page. So you want it to look well spaced out and attractive. This course already is standalone. I've said that it's a short, but how I use, when I'm writing my blurbs, I use like a 3-paragraph system. So I've only just started doing this where I actually do a bit of a headline of a theme behind the book, but I have a paragraph about Moses. I have a paragraph about Tucker, who is the other main character in the story. Then I have a paragraph of what they have to go through. So, and then at the moment, I have just got a couple of, the bits and pieces that you put in, your warnings and bits and pieces. Did I put in how many words this was? Because I think the story is completely standalone and is roughly 27,000 words. As I said, it's only a little short one. So, but by putting this in here too, you're also reminding readers that they are only getting a short story and not something a lot longer. This is really important. I own the copyright. If I can get it to click. I own the copyright and the necessary publishing rights. If this bit here, now this is actually a throwback to an old thing. They ask you if the work that you're publishing is public domain. If you click that, there's a good chance Amazon won't publish it. Okay, because there's just about anything I think that was ever written, Amazon is already selling. And there was a huge thing, way back, probably 10 years ago now, where people were quite literally just going to places like Gutenberg or places like that, and they were grabbing old time works, and they were basically reformatting them in a Word document and selling them as their own, because they were on the public domain and they actually had every legal right to. But Amazon's not keen on people doing that anymore. But make sure that you tick that you own the copyright to your work and that you have the necessary publishing rights, which I do because I am my own publisher. It's one of the joys of indie publishing. Now, keywords. These, again, it says it's optional, but it is, you know, I don't think it ever hurts to put them in. So for me, I will put in Quirk of Fates. I will always put in Paranormal Romance. And I'll put in Gay Fated Mates and Wolf Shifters. And then I nearly always, although I'm not sure if it's advisable or not, I always put in my author name in case it doesn't get picked up any other way. But whatever it is that are, you know, keywords are important to your story, put them in here. And if you are in any doubt on how to do that, go into ChatGPT, tell them your theme and ask them for 7 keywords, and he'll give them, and ChatGPT will give it to you. Now, categories are important. They even have a little thing here. A browse category is the section of the Amazon site where users can find your book. So being precise browse categorization helps readers find your book. So be sure to select the most appropriate categories for your book. And I've got a strong warning here. Do not try and game the system by putting in categories that are not relevant to your work, because somebody will complain about it and Amazon will take your book down. Now, mine is fiction. It is not juvenile fiction. It is ordinary fiction. And it is now, this is where I have to be careful, I think, because you're only allowed 2 categories. So if I go into romance and click gay, that will put it in its right thing there. But now I also want to click short stories, because I want for Amazon to realize that my story is only short. But as you can see, there is a whole host of different categories in here. This is just in fiction. And then, of course, here you can click them there. And they've got, you know, even more subgenres. So click the one that is most suitable to your story. Or, well, actually, you're clicking 2. And they'll show up down here: fiction, romance, gay, fiction, short stories. Click Save. And then if you're writing children's books, this is a really handy thing here. I don't, of course, so mine are 18 plus, but this is a very handy thing to use if you're writing children's fiction, which is the minimum and maximum ages that your book might be relevant for. And I don't worry about grade level because, well, I don't think they've got an adult. No, they haven't. So there we go. And I am ready to release my book now. Now, a little note here, seeing as we've got down this far. If I wanted to put my book on pre-order, and sometimes a pre-order is a good idea if you want your book to come out on a specific date, or if you know, so that you can build up and do some marketing towards it. I've already done a bit of marketing towards my book, you know, letting my readers know that something's coming. So I don't need to put mine up on pre-order, but I have used this function in the past. Now, what happens is you'll set your release date using this handy dandy thing here. And as you can see, today's date for me is the 4th of February, 2023. The earliest I could set a pre-order for is the 7th. So because Amazon requires 4 days, a minimum of 4 days between when you upload the book and when it goes out to your readers, if you are using pre-order. So, but, you know, as you could, like at the moment, we have our book Marvin, JP and I have our Marvin book out, which is not coming out until the 22nd. That went up on pre-order last month. As you can see, you can pre-order, put your book up on pre-order 6 months in advance. You would do one heck of a promotion thingy for that. But anyway, I'm ready to release my book now. And Amazon is telling me it can take up to 72 hours to go live. And during this time, while it's going through the Amazon system, you cannot make any edits. So what you put in here is really important if you are releasing your book immediately, because in the intervening hours between my doing this and the book actually going live, if I want to make a change, I cannot do that until after the book has gone live. And if you have made a mistake, that can cost you readers. So, but anyway, I am ready now. So I'll click save and continue. Please fix the highlighter. See, yep, it's got unsorted HTML. That's what comes of taking it out of freaking. Oh, it's so annoying. I told you there's a glitch between Word and Amazon, didn't I? And when it relates to copy and pasting. Okay, so all I've done is taken my same text, cut it from, copy it from there, click that, paste it back into here, put that there. It'll be because I had bold and italic. And I use Word to do it, not Amazon. Okay, that's all good there. Now let's try again. Please fix highlighted errors. No, it still doesn't like it. I wonder why. I can't see any reason in this. There. Oh, Quillbot extension. I really need to get rid of that extension on my browser. That'll be what was upsetting it. And you notice you didn't see that down the bottom here. It's just one of those little things that's crept its way into what I'm doing. I really need to get rid of that extension on my browser. I find it more annoying than anything else. Right. Okay. Sorry about that little detour there. But, okay, we're on to page 2. We're getting there. Now, it says here about digital rights management. And I do not have DRM on my books because, quite frankly, if somebody really wants to take my book, strip it of its DRM, and still give it out for free to their friends, they're going to be able to do it anyway. So quite honestly, you just annoy people if they want to read your book over a number of different devices. As I own a number of different devices, I know how handy that is. So I do not intend, I never add DRM rights management, but your choice is your business. Seriously, do some research on what the intended purposes of the digital rights management is and or isn't. So I still get my books are still pirated every time I put one out. So I really just don't. There's no point in worrying about it sometimes. And right, so my book is, which one did I say it was? It was my full draft, wasn't it? It's the one I saved today. I did. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We are opening up the uploading the copy. This is the Word copy. So my docx file of Saving Moses. That is now uploading. It will take a moment or two, especially seeing as I have so much going on my computer at the moment. I'm quite expressed. Now we can leave that to quietly pootle along. It is uploading. Now, the Kindle cover. I've already created my own cover. I did that in Photoshop. But you can use, I wonder if it'll let me do this. We launch the cover creator. Okay, and we could pick, we just pick it from the image gallery. Actually, no, we'll just want to see. But see here, this is what Amazon gives you as options for covers. And you can click on any one of these, and Amazon you can put your own graphics into it. I'll show you more about that because I do use their cover designer when I am creating my paperbacks. But this is what Amazon will give you as design ideas for your story if you don't have a cover made for your Kindle version. Frankly, I prefer my version. So we will trust. How do we go back? God, I don't normally come in here, so I don't know. We'll go back here. No, I don't want the Kindle cover creator. Right. Okay. So I'm just going to upload a JPEG file of the cover I already have, which is that one there. And I simply upload that. And we just have to wait a moment while we're pootling along. Oh, it's told me I've got 3 possible spelling errors in my book, which is really quite handy. I'll go and have a look at them in a second. Okay. So at the moment, Amazon. Oh, what happened to my spelling mistakes? I was just about to click on those so I could show you. Okay. Oh, well, that was a glitch. Now, it is always a good idea to launch the previewer. This is going to take a moment or two, but anyway, we will click this. I don't know what, you saw them there, right? I'm not the only one. There was definitely spelling mistakes there. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, we're going to launch the previewer, and hopefully I've got enough internet guff to do this. And they're preparing my book, and look at that, it's even got a thing. And there we go. Dun, dun, dun. Quirk of Fates, short by Lisa Oliver, Saving Moses. I actually think that looks pretty cool. I'm quite proud of that. Okay. And as I've said, as you saw in what I showed you earlier, the image of this man on the bike and the burning building behind it were pictures that I got, I think, from Shutterstock. So, and I pay for the rights to use them. But now we can see what this is going to look like on a standard Kindle device. There's our little pages, and see how these now have become clickable links, which is what we want them to be. And there we go. There's my little author's note, my dedication, and dun, dun, dun. There's my beginning of the book. As you can see, even though the font was large in comparison to what a lot of people use, it still fits nicely into there. And if we I just want to go to chapter 2 to show you the benefit. Now, see, this is the end of the chapter. I have a page break in here. So now when a reader sees this on their Kindle, they go that far and ba-ba-dum, they go to chapter 2. So this is looking perfect. I'm really pleased. So we go back. Oh, it's still running a manuscript check. It's doing that. It's doing that. We'll click save and continue. Now, we're going to have a discussion about KDP another day. KDP, which is where you are paid in page reads, is very useful if you are a new author or you write particularly long books. As you saw, this story that I'm uploading here is not even 30,000 words. And so I'd be lucky if it made me 10 cents if somebody read this from cover to cover. Quite honestly, I rarely use KDP Select because, quite frankly, I can't afford to write. With the genre that I'm in, I can't realistically afford to give my books away for like 50 cents. And that's if I write a decent sized novel. So, but anyway, that is a discussion we'll have on another day. It's entirely your choice. If you are a new author, I strongly recommend that you enroll your book in KDP Select, because a lot of people will happily give your book a try if they're just reading it as part of their subscription plan. So definitely, if you're a new author, give that a go. All right, now I'm selling it worldwide. I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't, but I do. If there are any examples of why you wouldn't, please let me know below. There's a note there about entering the Kindle Storyteller contest, but I'm not in .co.uk. I don't actually know about that. So I expect to sell the majority of my books in Amazon.com. They have the full list there. Obviously, if you've built a local audience and you're in the UK or in Europe or Canada, Australia, then obviously you would put that there. Now, pricing is really important. To get 70% royalty, your book must be listed between $2.99 and $9.99. This is USD. Because my book is so short, I am only going to be listing it at $2.99. And as you can see, then Amazon spreads it out and shows you at 70% royalty rate, I will make $2 every time somebody buys my book. And realistically, for me to make a living, I need to do that. I make £1.69. I can make like 1.80 euros. I think there we go. I make $2.66 if somebody in Australia buys it. And I've never quite understood what the Mexican dollar is, but apparently I'd make $19.54 Mexican. I can only imagine that it's not worth very much at all. But anyway, now we've come, because that's it. Do you realize we've done this? We've filled it out. We've got to the bottom, because when you put in your amount up here, it will turn around and fill in a comparable price for everywhere else that Amazon will sell your book. And then you come down to the terms and conditions. It can take 72 hours for your title to be available for purchase on Amazon. By clicking publish, I confirm that I agree to and am in compliance with the KDP terms and conditions. And they've even made it a link there if you want to go and read them. And that I have all rights necessary to make the content I am uploading available for marketing, distribution, and sale in each territory that I have indicated above. That's very important. And then you click publish. And there you go. It's now asking me if I want to do that as a paperback, which I will be doing in the next video, because I want to show you how easy it can be to format that as well. But there you go, my friends. I do hope that was helpful for you. If you are interested in saving Moses, but hopefully by the time I actually put this video out, I'll have a link for it and I'll pop it below. But if this has been helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button, because that seriously helps my channel. If you have any questions at all about any of the things I've brought up here, and you want to know more about KDP, for example, or how you price your books, or anything else like that, please drop them in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to help. And in the meantime, have an awesome weekend. Have the ones you love, my friends, and keep writing, because that way you can put your book out too. See you in the next video, where we talk about how to do the paperback side of things. Bye.